Today we're taking a look at the MU-X XT Onyx, Isuzu's 7-seater SUV that just got a facelift. New looks, upgraded tech and more capability. It's Isuzu's most luxurious SUV ever, combining the toughness that the brand is known for with a lot more tech, comfort and polish. So the big question is, has Isuzu done enough to keep this as a top competitor in the very competitive SUV market? Whether you're hauling your family across the country or planning a proper bush getaway, stick around because in the next 15 minutes we're going to tell you everything you need to know. First impressions definitely matter, and this upgrade has made the MU-X look a lot sharper. You'll notice the front is dominated by this bold gloss black double slat grille, which is a lot more sophisticated than the all chrome heavy look. The bi-LED headlights do a great job at lighting up the road at night, and the DRL signature has been redesigned to look more modern. On the side, the biggest giveaway that you're looking at the Onyx are these beautiful 20-inch alloy wheels. They really fill out the arches and give it a lot more presence on the road, although they might be a little bit vulnerable off-road. Dimensionally, it's still the same, nearly 4.9 meters long and 1.8 meters tall, with an impressive 235 millimeters of ground clearance. So, if you're the kind of family who does gravel roads for family holidays, this should do the job. Inside, you can tell Isuzu spent time improving what was probably the biggest criticism of the previous MU-X. The inside felt a little bit too workhorse-like. Now you get soft touch materials across the dash, perforated leather seats with contrast stitching, and a more premium feel overall. The Onyx XT comes standard with an 8-way electronic driver's seat, dual-zone climate control, and a 9-inch touchscreen that supports both wired and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. For me, I always look at how an SUV will handle real-life family duties, and the MU-X passes that with flying colors. The second row slides and reclines, which makes it easier to fit a rear-facing baby seat without having to jam the front passenger seat forward. And if you're thinking ahead to toddlers and bigger kids, there are ISOFIX mounts on the outer seat, plus rear air vents to keep everyone comfortable. Even the third row is reasonably usable. I'm not going to pretend like it's adult-friendly or great for long trips, but for kids and short drives, it's perfect. And when you don't need it, the seats fold flat into the floor, giving you more boot space. And I really like that the tailgate is powered. It's a small detail, but it really helps when you're wrangling a baby and grocery bags at the same time. All of the seats, including the ones at the back, have seat belt alerts. So when your little ones secretly try to unbuckle themselves, you will know about it. Tech is undoubtedly where the MU-X has taken the biggest step forward. The 9-inch touchscreen has a much better interface now. It's responsive and intuitive, and you also get built-in sat-nav if you don't feel like using your phone. In the driver's cluster, you'll see a 4.2-inch color display between analog dials. It gives you trip data, safety alerts, and all the four-wheel drive information when you're off-road. And speaking of safety, it's fully loaded with adaptive cruise control that can bring you to a stop in traffic, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alerts, autonomous emergency braking, and 8 airbags and a 5-star ANCAP safety rating. It feels reassuring knowing all of these safety systems are there, especially if you're driving with small kids. Under the bonnet is Isuzu's tried and tested 3-liter 4-cylinder turbo diesel engine. It produces 140 kilowatts and 450 Newton meters of torque, which is more than enough to get this 2-ton SUV moving without it feeling sluggish. What I've always loved about this engine is the torque delivery. It comes in low down in the rev range, so you don't have to rev high to actually get this SUV moving. And it's surprisingly quiet when you're cruising. The 6-speed auto gearbox is very smooth, although it is more geared towards cruising rather than sporty acceleration. On the road, the MU-X feels composed. It soaks up bumps confidently. And there's less body roll than the previous model, thanks to retuned suspension. That said, it still feels more ladder frame SUV than crossover, which some people will love and others might find a little bit too old school. Fuel consumption is officially rated at 7.6 liters per 100 kilometers, but in mixed driving, expect closer to 8.5 or 9. Off-road. This is where the MU-X shines. You've got a shift on the fly 4-wheel drive system, low range gearing, a locking rear diff, and 800 millimeters of wading depth, which is basically best in class. So whether you're towing a caravan or heading to a remote campsite, this is properly capable. With this spec, the Onyx XT sits at around 910,000 Rand, which does feel expensive when you see how quickly the Fortuner and Everest have raised the bar. For reference, the Fortuner VXR is just over 930k, the Everest Sport pushes closer to 970k, and the Pajero Sport Exceed comes in at around 830,000. But to be fair, the MU-X's standard kit is very generous, and the peace of mind that comes with Isuzu's reputation and durability is worth a lot more to many buyers. You also get a 5-year 120,000 kilometer warranty and a 5-year 90,000 kilometer service plan. So let's wrap it up. What's good about the new facelifted MU-X? The 3-liter diesel engine is bulletproof and has a great torque band for towing and heavy lifts. The interior space is genuinely family friendly, especially if you need a proper 7-seater that doesn't really sacrifice boot space. Its tech and safety features are finally on par with its rivals, and its off-road ability remains one of the best in its class. What's not so good about the MU-X? It still feels a little bit old school in terms of handling and driving experience. At this price, its rivals offer a little bit more of a premium cabin feel. And remember, even though it's got 7 seats, the third row is really just for kids and short drives, not really for adults or long drives. So if you're looking for a family SUV that feels ready for anything, from school runs to gravel roads, and you want something that's proven itself over decades, the MU-X is hard to fault. Personally, knowing I'll soon have a baby seat in the back, I really appreciate the space, the high seating position, and the peace of mind of all of those safety features. It's not the flashiest SUV out there, but it feels honest, tough, and easier to live with than ever before. It's also definitely something to look at. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or you're considering the MU-X for your family, drop them in the comments and I'll be happy to help. If you found this review helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, and let me know what else you'd like me to review. See you next time. I don't know what that is. Can't remember the words. My brain is like... Why does it feel like I'm shouting? It produces the 140 Newton, no, new MU-X, no, it's not new, horse-like. And now I can do it in one take. What do you mean? Wireless is Bluetooth. I can't see you.